2-0, Quincy up over Clinton as we've reached the bottom of the second inning here from QU Stadium. Rolling into the late month of July, we have got Harry Fondre, the first baseman, to the plate for the first time tonight. Hasn't had to have an at-bat in this game, but comes in hitting .254. That'll dash inside for a ball. Go back to the last time the Lumberkings were in town. It was part of an 0-for-4 start as they won both games in a sweep against Quincy. That one bans well outside. Gems weren't able to get their first win until playing Burlington at home. And you look at the Lumberkings going back to that game, the success they had on June the 2nd, 9-2 victory against Quincy. Now Fondre with a 2-1. Sam Lavin, the starter in that one, went 3 innings, allowing no runs, just 3 hits, as that is hammered but foul, and on a play towards the deck off the tarp. In left field now, a 2-2 count. Jai Jensen with his first win of the season, went 4 innings in relief of Lavin, allowing a couple of runs, but just 2 hits as well, 2 walks, 4 strikeouts. Logan Mulholland rounding out the game with a couple of innings under his belt. No runs allowed. Parkhill for the Gems handled the loss in an inning. He allowed 7 runs, 6 of those earned on 4 hits, 3 walks and a strikeout for Quincy. Went down 9-2 in the first matchup between these two teams of the year. That'll drift outside. Now a 3-2 count to Fondre. Gems, of course, though, did have a home run by Lucas Luce in that game. And then in the second game on June the 3rd, they lost 8-6. As that's inside to Fondre, he's aboard. Third walk out of the hand of Reed. He's having trouble locating. As Easton Maine's right fielder playing in the number 9 position, batting in the number 8 spot. Offensively, he hits, coming into the game, 191. Started 23 times, and this is 27th total game of the year. Reed to the plate. Fouled away. In that second game, it was much a different story for the Gems, who did notch 6 runs after falling behind in the game to Clinton 6-0 through 2.5 innings. Rallied for 4 in that bottom of the third, and ultimately unable to escape the deficit that is bent outside. Of course, we're talking about the earlier games between the Lumberkings and the Gems. Gems up 2-0 in this second half matchup, though, at home. Trying to capture a victory, move closer to a Great River Division title in the second half. That is dashed to the plate and fouled away. Luce had a double, Koza as well. In the batting order, RBIs from Cam Sudo, Bitston Blue Ice, and Logan Voth in that game on June the 3rd. But the pitching, again, not so effective for the starter Carter Poole, who handled the loss when an inning of third, allowing 4 earned runs, 3 hits, 4 walks, and 2 Ks. While the Lumberkings also had a rocky start, but the win granted to Logan Roma Santos in the batting order tonight. He was 1-1 at the time of the victory. Had no runs allowed, 1 hit, no walk, and 1 strikeout. But again, Lumberkings favored with the history in this matchup. Not so much right now, down 2-0. Bottom of the second, the 2-2 pitch, and it is served up high. That is in foul territory. McLean, though, makes the catch for the out, and there's now 1 away here in the bottom of the second.
Designated hitter number 31, Charlie Shebler.
Here we've got Charlie Shebler, DH at 6'2", 185 pounds, freshman, committed to the University of Akron over in the MAC Conference of D1 baseball, and again rated, as we talked about in the pregame show, a top 500 by perfect game, top 225 shortstop in the country, number 17 player in Indiana, number 4 shortstop in that same state. That is strike number 1 over the plate. Shebler, though, 0 for 6 so far in the Prospect League, getting adjusted to the wooden bat in the college level. Pitchers he's going up against: man on the mound committed to Baylor University in Texas. Here's the 0-1. Fouled away. But Shebler excited to get his feet under him. Of course, the Gems would welcome him into the second half sprint they've got remaining on the schedule. Just 21 and 22 on the year. Will play about 58 games, and in every at-bat they can get. 0-2. That is in play slowly to the first baseman. McLean, he'll dish it to second. It's off the glove. Hintz can't hang on to it, and everybody's safe. Looked like Hintz and Fondre were right up near each other, and it was too tough of a play for Hintz to get it off the throw from McLean. And now you've got Joe Ciervo to the plate with a big chance here. 2 on, 1 out. Clinton with their error on the day does not put them in a good position as Ciervo walked earlier in the game, faces ball 1 at 72. Lumberkings with their first error, Quincy already committing one here today, but have also allowed 3 walks and another additional hit by pitch. Reed, the lefty, struggling to locate now. Ciervo flies it out to deep right field. That is going to get down and off the wall. Ciervo will not, however, advance to second. Anybody as well as Fondre will stick to third base. They thought that ball was going to be caught. Ciervo as well immediately looking to cleat around to second. Stays at first, of course, the short porch and right. Kept that one close enough to the infield as we have Otto Jones, the catcher, to the plate now. A single for Ciervo despite hitting the wall. And the bags are juiced. The Gems have the 2-0 lead. We've got Otto Jones to the plate. No home runs on the year. Would be a great time for a first one. And he bashes this one to center field. Backing up is Gillen. Camps under it, makes the catch, now fires to the infield. That's going to be a sac fly to the line of Jones. He scores a run, and the Gems lead by 3 here in the second. Productive at-bat by Jones, the catcher. Luce is struck out earlier in the game on a 3-2 fastball outside and away, I should say.
Third baseman number 16.
With 2 outs, got a chance to continue the inning. Of course, speaking of the home runs, he's got 8 on the year. Seen him drive it out to the parking lot in last several times. Could be the boost Quincy needs to put this one away earlier than later. The first pitch, grinded inside for a strike. Gems just a 1-game win streak, trying to get their feet under them, get over the hump, as head coach Brad Kirkos calls it. That 500 record been their enemy, so all they can seem to amount not too far over that as Luce puts a cannon and ride into this one. Into left field, it's off the limestone. Run's going to score. Ciervo digging around third to try and get the second. He does as he plates himself. Luce with a 2 RBI double makes it 5-0 Quincy. It's only a matter of time before Luce drove some more home on the year. He's already been very productive. However, he's got RBIs 41 and 42 with that swing. Speaking of a guy that's been on top of it, he is amongst the best in the league. Here's the first pitch now to Odin. That's strike 1 at the knees. Odin, of course, with the RBI single. 2 RBI single, I should say, back in the first. Already Clinton with some warm-up action down that right field bullpen, too. We'll see if they go to that early. And that is off the foot of Odin. He's shaken up. Right off that white cleat. Of course, the Gems in their white uniforms matches up. Odin seriously bothered by that. Right off the, looked like the inner bone of his left foot. And that's obviously going to prove difficult when you're trying to plant that swing through the pitch. Looks like he's also going to walk that off. See if he's good enough to go. Odin been so good this year, too, with the Gems. You hate to see anybody have their at-bat bothered, but Odin has been deserved of his increase in the batting order, just getting better throughout the year as he looks to have a successful next year at Maryville over in St. Louis. Appears to be a situation, too, where he's going to walk that one off. Kind of wind knocked out of him. Taken several miles an hour right off that left heel. Somehow is all right, and with an 0-2, 2 away, Gems by 5. Odin can try and continue to mount the lead as the lights already on here at 7:12 in the Midwest. Central Time, Prospect League in full swing here in late July. 2 strikes to Odin. And that'll be bent high. It's ball 1. What's important about Luce is with those 2 RBIs has tied Eric Brockmeyer from the Alton River Dragons, who's in the top 5 in the Prospect League with RBIs at 42. So Luce is in the top 5, but he's only played 34 games. In fact, Mason Schwalbach, the Burlington Bees man, with 42 games is in the top 3. The Chillicothe Paints with 2 members rounding out the top 2 in RBIs, 39, 37 games respectively. Luce only in his 35th game in the top 5 in RBIs. How about the performance for the third baseman for Quincy, the 1-2. And that's off the elbow. Odin, a painful at-bat, shaken up after taking one off the left foot. Gets hit on the elbow, no Evo shield for him either. And he's at first with a hit by pitch. It will now be Jack Ziebig. Innings been all over the place. Gems have notched runs with walks, hit by pitches, sac flies, base knocks, you name it. Everything but the home run, but Ziebig capable of that, the shortstop. Couple on the season. First pitch to the Maryville product. Call it strike 1 to the inside part of the plate. Well, Brock Reed, his other pitching appearance on the year was versus Burlington. He went an inning of a third, didn't allow a run, just 1 hit, no walks, no strikeouts. Has been a much different pitcher here today as he gets a swing and miss out of Ziebig. Really struggled with location. Gems have rode him tough, though, in those at-bats, fouling off several to get aboard with the walk. And also, again, only 2 walks against Springfield in his last start. So clearly a bit different here for Reed, the lefty on the mound, as he bends that to the zone. Ziebig fouls it off. And that looked like a great pitch there by Reed, and what's, I guess, concerning if you're the pitching coach for Clinton, who's already got somebody down and in that right field bullpen, that don't love to see him attack the zone, seemingly work ahead, then over the course of the at-bat, he's disturbed by the Gems hitters who notch back up the counts and then maybe loses one. Gets hit by pitch, so looking to strengthen up here as he's already down the game 5-0. Now 1-2 count to Ziebig. Clinton wearing those road gray uniforms, the white Clinton across the chest, green caps in this one. Bit of a different look than their game in early June. Also gray jerseys, slightly lighter tone, or I should say the pants slightly grayer tone as that comes out of the Clinton bullpen. Off the reliever's hands, causing a short delay. Gems, though, in the white Quincy uniform, that's their best really of the year. They always seem to win. And the traditional Gems jerseys, of course, with the white caps and the Q, and then the darker blue batting helmets, the 1-2. In on the hands of Ziebig, will pop that to the shortstop, who ducks into the infield to make the catch. Hintz is there, and there's 3 away. Gems scratch for 3 on the inning. They lead by 5, and we'll go to the third here on PLTV.